motherfuckers who's sitting up judging you, asking questions, these people, man, they will never amount to shit. You ain't got to worry about them. That's for real. Funniest part about life, you don't even have to be good at the thing. You just have to do it. The greatest people we never see because they're scared to put themselves out there. This is the truth. This is the truth. Because it reminds me of how, like, there's super nice people who judge themselves so hard, and narcissists don't judge themselves at all. Quote unquote narcissists, these multiple personality, bipolar, evil motherfuckers. They don't judge themselves at all. They just prance through life. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn about how their actions affect people. And why are they out in the forefront? Because they're doing. The good people who deserve to do as well, they're not doing. Why are they not doing? Because they're too in their fucking head and they're beating themselves up, when in reality, the motherfucker who's doing way more evil than you ever could possibly even fathom and imagine is out there balling because they put themselves out there. You got to take from that. You got to put yourself out there because you're a good human being. You got to put yourself out there. It's huge. The inability to be bored is killing y'all. Getting into the stupidest shit, cause same. And I do this shit all the fucking time. Like, allowing yourself to be bored and then figuring out something to do changes your life. It changes your essence. It allows for magical things to happen when you let yourself be bored. Go see. Because usually we get bored now, we hit the cart. We get bored now, we crack open a beer. Instead of creating something that can have an everlasting impact on your life, which is the better option. But will you choose the better option? It's up to you. There's a certain swag only achievable by not giving a fuck. God damn it. We give too much of a fuck. And then you end up making the shit so whack. The shit be so whack because you give a fuck too hard. You can't detach from it at all. Then you become so curated, so we can tell this shit ain't authentic. They ain't no swag in here because you're not allowing the swag to enter the building because you're squeezing on so tight. You gotta have a degree of let go. Don't prioritize relationships over your success. But this is also wrong because the right relationship makes your life blossom in ways you couldn't even imagine and fathom, which is true. Because sometimes you prioritize talking to whoever or what have you. You end up talking to this person and the conversation that y'all have ends up changing your life forever because it unlocks something in your brain that you couldn't figure out, but then boom. So you never know. That's why getting distracted, procrastination, falling through loopholes and this and that shit can be great. I love being distracted because being distracted, quote unquote distracted, we always return to center. So as we're being distracted, as we're procrastinating, we stumble upon random shit. Random shit enters the building that could possibly change our life forever. Obviously, this can be taken the wrong way where it's like, yo, you just being distracted and it's not leading to shit. Well then, fucking pipe up and fix that shit. But man, hey, you never know. You'll know who and what to prioritize because it will hit you like a truck in your chest and then you can't deny it. And you're like, well, this thing will elevate my life. And that's what we're here for. Know when to take it easy, know when not to. How I'm able to tell is extremism. Running from South Pole to North Pole, sanity and insanity. Life is a pendulum swing. It is. South Pole, North Pole, heaven, hell. Flip it around. Then hell's on top, then heaven's on the bottom. It is forever changing. And without being in hell, like, you got to understand and you got to let yourself be in hell. You got to, sometimes it feels so hellish. It's like, oh, fuck, this feels so shitty. But God damn it, man, you'll be able to decipher it. You'll be able to call upon it. These things that you see in the lowest parts and points of your life, these things that you see, you'll be able to call upon it, which is so important. As much as being on an island, as much as being on the island, as much as think about, you're just in fucking utopia. It's a haven. It's like, think about Hawaii. You're surrounded by palm trees. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In an environment like that, say like a vacation type environment, you're not able to live like a Seattle grungy lifestyle, like where it's raining all the time, and they're being able to understand themselves in such a different way. They're able to encounter the darkness within themselves. This fucked up environment, this drug-filled environment, is allowing them to tap into other places in which you couldn't tap into when you're on vacation living it up and your brain is elsewhere. But experiencing the North and South Pole, the heavens and hells of life, the fucking absolute disgusting parts of the world and the most beautiful parts of the world, and then combining all of this and having a knowledge of both polarities, it changes your life, because then you're a well-rounded person. You're a well-rounded person. You turn into a machine, really. An absolute unit of a person. Because no matter where you are, you know how to thrive in that environment. Because there will be times where it's just so hellish. That doesn't mean run away. That doesn't mean cower away. If you can use your intuition the same as you would in an environment where it's fucking palm trees and rainbows sprouting out the ground, that's when life really does change for you. That's when you become invincible. That's when you become unfazed. I'll take this glove off. Look like a chicken wing. If you have to say how unbothered you are all the time, you're bothered. If you have to say it all the time, you're bothered. You're bothered, and that's okay. It bothers you. It's okay to be bothered by things. What's not okay is to lie and say that you're not bothered. That's bad. That's denial. People always telling me what's trending. I don't give a fuck. Like, I got people over in London telling me like, oh, did you see this thing happening in America? And it's like some random TMZ ass Keemstar shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm surrounded by trees right now. I don't give a fuck about what's going on in the pop culture, populist media. Don't give a fuck. Stop telling me. Don't send me a reel about it. Don't send me a TikTok about it. Stop. Learning is fun when it's shit you care about. So find something you keep fixating on and learn from it until the meat fall off the bone. I remember being in school. They used to be on my ass. Talking about you can't pay attention. It's because I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. I've mentioned this already too. I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. I don't give a fuck about this topic. And plus, when it comes to fucking, for example, history, that shit's doctored all the way the fuck up. So why would I care about this? I care about my life. I care about the things that I find fascinating. And I will forever learn about those. And watch what my life becomes. Way better than it would be if I was listening to yo ass about this dumbass subject that I don't give a fuck about. Blueberries are so fucking good. End of sentence. It's that boring shit that gets you there. Greatness is repetitive and redundant. Ability to do tasks over and over again. There's that Bruce Lee quote, I fear the man who does the same kick 10,000 or 1,000 times, whatever he said. Rest in peace, Bruce Lee. It's the truth. It's that boring shit. It's the do it again, do it again, do it again. Imagine doing something 1,000 times. By the 1,000th time, the world, it's going to be that world, like I said, where rainbows are sprouting out the fucking ground. And you probably won't even give a fuck. You probably won't even care that rainbows are sprouting out the ground, because it is just so second nature to you. It is like breathing. That exercise, whatever it is that you choose to fixate on, whatever you choose to do 1,000 times, it is like air to you. My little sister says to me, she says, what would it's hard to do your passions for a living. And I was like, no, it's not, because it's like breathing to me. Like, this is like breathing. This is nothing to me. I spoke to someone in my DMs. They're like, how do you begin to put yourself out there? How do you do this? How do you do it? What inspires you to do this? First of all, I like to inspire people to action, to create action. I say shit to strike flames in people, because I see a whole bunch of thinkers and we ain't doing shit. That's a problem. So what inspires me, if I say something, people act. That's huge to me. Because all I see is motherfuckers sitting down. Even my homies, it don't matter who, man. I see motherfuckers sitting down, or just like not living an existence that they favor. That bothers me. That bothers me. So if I could say something, and my life is service, and I feel like that is one of my biggest services, where it's just like, I'm not about to let you just sit there without me throwing my 2 cents in. I'm about to say something about it. That's who I am. But doing that boring shit is greatness. Greatness is boring. To not hold bitterness against family, friends, the world, learn skill. Ain't nothing wrong with letting it fuel you out the gate, though, because I spoke about this, where spite at first, where it's like, oh my God, I hate my fucking family so much, I'm gonna show them. It should evolve to a point of, I don't give a fuck about showing you. I care about myself, and I care about balling out. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. It should evolve to that. But at first, if it has to be, fuck you guys, I'm gonna show you, then let it be. But then to be able to not feel that bitterness, to not let it sidetrack you, so you're able to focus on what it is you have to do, and stop mentioning them, stop giving them energy, stop giving it focus. If you're just able to focus on, I'm just out here balling, you have evolved. You have evolved. Anger stays with me. I'm an angry ass motherfucker. It fuels me. Anger fuels me. Skillful anger. I have the right to be angry. God sends a certain amount of people into anger. Doesn't give everybody. I see it, because not everybody has the same amount of anger. People say they're upset about a situation, but they stay in that situation for years. They stay in the same situation, the exact same place. Guilty as charged. We're all guilty of this. We say we hate this. We don't hate it enough, because we haven't changed it. When you get to the point where you hate it enough, that's when you strike gold. Not knowing what's going on with the world is a bigger flex. Get your fucking life in order and stop using headlines as a means of escape. And that's that. Use the internet to make your life better. I don't see enough people doing this. You just use it to scroll. Stop letting technology use you. Use it.